You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own.
Always in the driver's seat, huh?
Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot.
Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop.
Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
It's time for The Finish Line with Bree Marie and James Roland. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Welcome into the finish line at 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bree Marie and James Roland and special guest with Jake Bachhoven. We also have Rebecca Pearson with us today. Just a reminder for those who are joining us that you can listen to us in your car and on our 93.7 The Ticket app, and also watch on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, and the Allo Channel 961. You can call in or text in at 402-464-5685 and chat on YouTube. So please be a part of the show. The show is brought to us by some amazing sponsors that we have. We've got Stern Co. and Eagle Raceway, so make sure you check them out on their Facebook pages as well as online. Our Stern company understands our business needs to run like a well-oiled machine, and it's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide actual solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. I use Stern now in my car, and I can attest that they are the best of the best. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. Speaking of cars, speaking of racing, Eagle Raceway is also an awesome partner that we have here. They're full of a full season of entertainment and dirt track racing action every Saturday night, from stock cars to sprint cars. There's fun and racing for everybody. It's only 10 miles east of the station here, Lincoln on O Street. So make sure you visit Eagle Raceway. You can check them out online at eagleraceway.com or on their Facebook page at Eagle Raceway. All right, enough yip-yapping out of me. I'm about to lose my breath. What you got for us, James?
Man, I got a whole bunch of just about nothing. It's been kind of a crazy weekend when it comes to racing. Excellent racing all across the Cornhusker State for anybody that didn't get rained out, quite frankly. We got really, really lucky around here. 100 cars Friday night over at the Beatrice Speedway across 5 divisions, 179 at Eagle Raceway on Saturday night.
Moly.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Phenomenal car count.
Is that a record?
No.
Oh.
No. Oh,
it
no.
was a good number,
That's
though.
a good number.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for a night that had as much rain and weather and as cold as it was, we had a really good fan count and excellent car counts, both tracks. Friday night, left a little bit to be desired, but it was a little bit colder for the fans, so I definitely don't blame anybody. If I wasn't working there, I would have definitely been watching at home on whatever streaming site those races are on.
There was a lot of action, too. What was going on?
Well, Something that I have been waiting for since I believe 2001, I think, is kind of when it went away. But double file restarts at Eagle Raceway are back, baby.
They're
Woo!
back. What else is back or what's new? There's something new they're doing for features.
The choose cone.
The choose cone.
Now, the choose cone is what initiates your double file restart. So your leader goes, it's a nice, let's see, it's from the estepswheels.com choose cone. And it's got a bunch of flashing lights on it. So it makes people, even people like me, be able to see it.
$20. I'm going to hit that thing this year. I'm telling
okay.
you.
Please
It's bound
don't.
to happen.
I just got to
I'll
ask
hit it.
questions. All right. First of all, who are you guys? I heard Bree, Marie, and James, but maybe our listeners might like to know who you are because you can't assume they know who you are. And then I got questions on the choose cone.
We were just so excited to start
I
talking
know,
about racing.
I
We've
know.
been pent up all
I'm here to go
winter.
want, want.
Wah,
Who
wah.
are
Yeah,
you?
we'll get the buttons going. Okay, so I'm Bree Marie. I race the sport modified on dirt, IMCA sanctioning. I've been doing that for a few years now. Grew up in go-kart racing. Owned my own team starting last year. Learning a lot about setup through some great partners. And I've just kind of been, chasing that checkered flag ever since.
Chasing the dream?
Yeah, I'm in a chasing the dream. I'm an adrenaline junkie. And I just have a huge passion for not only going fast, but seeing how other people feel about going fast or working on cars or working at tracks, whether it's in circles or straight lines or dodging cones, whatever the case is. I've got a huge passion for that. So I think, Rebecca, you came by and you leaned on my race car a couple years ago and asked if I wanted to be on a radio show. And I have no radio experience prior to that. And I was like, sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen?
The rest is history.
Yeah.
And people don't know me, but I'm the owner of the station, but I also am a motorsports fan and don't know much about dirt track racing. So when I met you, that was one of the first times I'd been to Eagle Raceway. And thought, well, we need some experts because I race on pavement, or I don't race but anymore, but I used to. So I know pavement, and my background at ExxonMobil and being with Mobile One and Mobile One Motorsports is why we wanted to have a motorsports show. And then we collectively drafted James.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. And why do you know so much about racetracks, James?
I don't know. It depends on who you ask, because if you ask a lot of people, I don't know anything about it. But
whatever.
I'm James Roland, local area yell into a microphoner out at Eagle Raceway and Beatrice Speedway. I also specialize in whatever I'm told to do. So trying to kind of learn a little bit. I'm waiting on Roger Hayden to get me into a tractor because I really want to start learning how to farm, because I try not to speak on what I don't know. So I want to know everything. So I got to learn how to do everything.
So do you want to do the actual controlling farming? Is there room for a second person in the tractor? Are you holding hands, sitting on his lap? What's going on?
No, but there's 2 water trucks and 2 tractors. Tell me what to do. Learn me.
I like it. So what it sounds like you're wanting is you want everyone who's listening right now to comment on either YouTube or Facebook and let us know that, what do? Do we start a poll? What's our tagline going to be? Because James needs to get in a tractor.
Yeah, he needs to get in a tractor. I think we need to take up a collection. Maybe it's a GoFundMe. Do we need to buy your way? Yeah, Farmer James.
Farmer James.
I do live in overalls most of the time.
Okay. Do you have to have certain skills to do this job? Do we need to put you through training, or what's it going to take?
I'm sure I would probably have to go through track prep training.
Okay. We might need to give Roger a couple of bucks to let you drive the tractor, right? So,
I definitely take them.
Okay. Well, maybe it's a GoFundMe. In the meantime, maybe you can answer my question on a choose cone. Is that a CHOOSE choose cone?
Yep.
Okay. Why is it called a choose cone?
Because it gives you the choice. Now you have the right to choose at Eagle Raceway if you're the race, actually throughout the field. So the race leader obviously dictates the pace on starts and everything else. So the leader chooses high or low, and then second place obviously has to fall in to high or low. So with a choose cone, you can have that line as long as it wants to be. If everybody wants to hug the bottom and there's only 4 guys on top, then so be it.
Wow.
And when it gets down to less than 5 to go is the only time that we go back to single file restarts. Unfortunately, Bree, you had to miss this weekend, so you have not gotten to experience the estepswheels.com choose cone.
I haven't hit it yet. Sorry, Roger and Racine. It's probably going to happen. No, I'm kidding.
Please don't. This one looks kind of expensive, and it's way heavier.
Is it really? Okay, so
I would
maybe
have to imagine it's way heavier.
I've hit cones. I've hit tires. Haven't hit a choose cone yet, though.
Ever hit a deer?
Oh, I have not, but I heard someone in this room has hit a deer.
Yeah, it was a terrible situation. I'll be honest. I am no longer a fan. Like, what did deer ever do for us good other than backstrap and deer jerky? I mean, yeah,
Wall mounts, maybe?
wall mounts are kind of cool. I always told myself in my life I wanted to go hunting and get one buck, and I think I went ahead and attained that goal, just not in the way that I wanted to. Just rolled out of the racetrack about, I don't know, probably midnight, 12:15, and was headed down 77, cruising right along, looking down the road, being a fair, focused, and attentive driver. And all of a sudden, I saw a deer. I checked up. Next thing I knew, the hood was up and there was an airbag in my face. I didn't realize that it was an airbag at first. I was like, what is happening? So I pushed the airbag away when I got the car to a stop. And yeah, the hood was there in my face. So no wonder I couldn't see. I mean, people think I can't see already, but that really escalated the situation. You ever had a hood pin come up on the hood of your race car?
Yes.
No, but I had so there's this panel piece where the master cylinders are,
Mhm.
and you can open that up, and I've had that fly open right on the rock guard in front of me, and I could not see anything. I'm pretty sure it was my rookie year too. So I was just in the car hanging on for dear life, freaking out because I didn't know where the infield was. I didn't know where. I think it was at I-80 Speedway back when RIP they used to be around. And I was pretty scared. So I could only imagine being on the road and an airbag flying at you. Are you okay? Like, are you?
Yeah. What was that like?
Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay.
The car, not so much, but I think I have so little money into that car. I think I'm going to make that my little restoration project because it's just been such a good buggy.
How was the buck? Did he just hop off?
Oh no, he's done.
He's gone.
Done.
So it wasn't.
Done,
It wasn't
done,
so.
done.
It's not such a little car that it didn't do some damage to the buck. Well, that's too bad.
Oh, it's definitely a done buck.
Oh, it's a done
Hit
buck.
Hit it with a
Okay.
2005 Ford Focus station wagon. Her name is Esther, the estate wagon, and we're going to try to
Is or was?
Oh,
is.
Esther.
It pushed the radiator support back. We're going to throw it on a lift here next weekend and just look at everything for the subframe. But I had a teacher in middle school, taught me how to play guitar, and came to my graduation party and stuff. Well, they moved away the same year that I graduated because his wife's a college professor. So they've been to Buffalo, New York. They lived over in Des Moines, and now they're out in Washington, D.C. Well, their son still lives here. So shout out to Carson. But they called me one day when my truck was in the shop getting a new front diff, and I kind of needed something to drive. And they were like, hey, we've got this car. It's really rusty. It's not in great shape, but it'll kind of get you from A to B. So $350. And I'm like,
sold.
Yeah. I'm like, well, if it starts and I can drive it out of your driveway, I'll take it. So I took it, and that was about 12,000 miles ago with about, I don't know, I probably have another $400 into it plus $200 worth of tires. And I love that thing. I'm getting like 28 miles to the gallon out of this 20-year-old vehicle. I can sleep in it at the racetrack. The dogs adore that car.
Really?
Well,
is it because it's so spacious?
Well, and having a 4-wheel drive pickup, they're both really old, really fat dogs, and they don't get in and out as well. So you've got the wagon,
curvy. They're curvy dogs.
Yeah, I've always got the seats laid down in it, so they just have all of this room to stand up, lay down. Yeah, they've both got their own windows.
Oh, do you have one of those cushion things for them? And it's all fuzzy blankets and all that good stuff?
Yeah, it's all dog bedded out and ready to rock and roll.
Well, no wonder they love it.
Yeah.
That's the bomb.
And they can just jump in and out of it. So they're about it. And then I just take all that stuff out. And actually, the couch cushion from my 72 Dodge RV lays out perfect in there. So I can just take that along and crash out in the wagon if I want to, or end up needing to because I'm persuaded by peer pressure sometimes.
Yeah, it happens.
So what's the moral of the story now?
The moral of the story is always drive sober, which I was on Friday because that could always be a very bad situation. So I knocked a whole bunch of firsts out with this. I've only been driving for 3 years. I got my license when I turned 30, and I have not had a road interaction with any law enforcement.
Good job.
I hadn't hit any animals.
Yep.
And I never totaled a vehicle. And we might have killed all 3 birds with one stone on Friday night.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And
that's no good.
FAB. You can I'll just leave it at that, and you guys can wonder what I mean. But I ain't got no love for a
Refabricate?
deer.
Refabricate, yes. The car's going.
That
So,
starts
so
with an
what
R.
do you do now that Esther's going to be, incapacitated for a little while?
I drive Merle the Mazda pickup.
Merle the Mazda.
Oh, we've got
pickup.
names.
Yeah.
Yeah, Esther and Earl.
Okay.
Does your
okay.
car have a name?
Not my race car, but so I'm your stereotypical Nissan Altima driver, 100%. I am like
Just like it
bouncing
too.
off. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm bouncing off of curbs, white line to white line. Got my music cranked up, my Scooter's coffee in one hand, a De Leon's burrito in the other.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. If you are a part of law enforcement, that was 100% a joke. But her name is Dolores. Dolores, yeah. And then my very first car I named Pamela, and it was Pam for short.
Oh my.
It's just kind of
I have
there's a
never
theme.
named a car ever. Like
Really?
No, I don't know what that, it's what anthropomorphizing your
Don't do it. Then
Yeah.
it hurts when you lose them.
Oh yeah, no, you feel totally attached.
That's 100% why I haven't named my race car.
Oh no, yeah. I don't even know. Nothing comes to me when I think about my cars. I have a Mazda and I have a Nissan, right? So we're all in the family.
Do you
here,
hit
but-
curbs too?
Oh yeah, definitely. So my new one. So yeah, I guess since we were on air last time, had I wrecked the Pathfinder last time?
I
No.
don't
Okay.
know.
I've only
So-
seen you with the white car.
Okay, so yes, I have the white Mazda 6-speed. That's my track car, and then I have my Nissan Pathfinder. Anyway, I too, for the first time ever, totaled my car. I was in a neighborhood. I hit somebody, not good, but it's all good now, and we're friends. Hi, Eric, if you're listening. He might be.
Shout out Eric.
Yep, he might be listening. So yeah, anyway, my Nissan, the new one, I bought a replacement Pathfinder and it has the too much help, right? So you can bounce between the lines. I've been doing this down 77, also joking, but no hands. Look at me, I can drive. And it's amazing how the new technology will keep you between the lines.
I will
right?
not confirm or deny how often I don't use my hands while driving.
Okay. This is turning.
Well,
I'm
I was
tall,
just
I have
testing
a
the
knee.
technology, but there's some big curves on 77.
Mhm.
And I was like, gee, I wonder if this will work. Look, mom, no hands, right? Like riding my bike, which I used to do. It's pretty slick. So yes. And today, actually, I was driving it and I hit a couple of curbs when I was going through the Dairy Queen drive through because it's not very big. And I can't see over the hood because I'm a little munchkin.
Dairy Queen's fault.
It's definitely Dairy Queen's fault.
Just
That's a very narrow one for anybody that knows it down there on 14th Street. It's very narrow and you can't really navigate. So
I thought
yes.
you were talking about the one in Beatrice.
Oh no. Well, no, that one's better. It doesn't have this little thing. Anyway, I felt like I was in those bumper cars, Dodge cars, where you hit or like the things at Disney World when you're doing the old fashioned cars and it's on one of those little one rail things and you hit the rail and you can't fall off. That's what I felt like today. Yeah. Was not my finer moment.
Then
but
it goes
I got ice cream.
beep, 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 beep.
Right.
So we've talked a little bit about our daily drivers. Yeehaw. Let's talk a little bit about like what got us into this show. Because I know we've got returning listeners, and thank you guys all for coming back for this. But also, I know we've got some new listeners as well. And I think it's important to kind of share a little bit about what makes our gears go. I can go first because I'm the one starting this.
That's
Obviously,
it.
that makes the most sense.
You in charge.
A little bit about me with my racing, starting off in flat cart racing out in Waverly, Nebraska, Wavelink Raceway Park. No longer around, but that kind of, my dad's whole thing for that was he wanted to know what his kids were doing on a Friday and Saturday night. From when I was 10 all the way through high school. He knew where I was, and he knew I wasn't getting into any trouble other than me and my best friend Chantel absolutely obliterating each other on the track, and our dad's having to tell us to stop because that is tearing up equipment. And then, I got into a sport modified. It's basically a 68-72 Chevelle front stub, and then everything back is modified rolled cage tubing. So hence the name modified. We dumbed down the cars a little bit from what an A mod or a modified would be, and we call them a sport mod in this division that I run. And I've been doing that for a number of years, started taking that seriously about 3 or 4 years ago. So, I mean, just going out there and like I've said before, trying to be better than I was the last time I hit the track. There's always something to work on, whether you're winning every single race or you're not, you can do better each time. And that's kind of what gets my gears going, as well as, seeing the kids afterwards and seeing them at the kart track. And, I could like I did a few weeks ago, absolutely demolish an infield tractor tire. And we'll talk about those more. But the kids don't care. They see us. They're like, hey, you're having fun. And I remember when I was younger going into the pits afterwards, and I'd go sit in somebody's car, and then I'd go down to the next pit stall and I'd sit in their car and I'd sit in the next car. And like, that was fun for me. And so knowing that I wanted to get there someday, and here's where I am now, keeps me going and just fighting for that little girl who saw it and had the biggest smile on her face for those things. Not to talk all about myself. I know we've only got a little bit more time before we talk more on the next segment, but James, you have a racing background.
Slightly. My uncle raced. I've got cousins that raced. My dad raced a little bit. I tried it. I'm one of those guys that's competitive. So if I don't go out and get instant results, then I'm pretty much done. So I ran somewhere between like 7 and 12 shows in sport compacts, and a couple of times just hot lapping a hobby stock. So not a super extensive background, but I've always been around the racetrack since, I was as young as I can remember. My parents said it was about 3 weeks old with some gigantic 80s earmuffs and little blind baby glasses. So it's just something that I've always really enjoyed doing. I actually started announcing based off of doing impersonations of other announcers on Snapchat to Racine. Yeah. There was a sprint car show over in Boone, Iowa, early 2019, and some people were talking trash on Facebook saying that they wouldn't get more than 4 cars. And every once in a while, I like to participate in a little bit of trolling or banter. Yeah, just from time to time. It's an occasional, boredom, guilty pleasure. But I made sure to bring a couple cars down there. So the Weiler brothers and I think Danny Nicolite, there was 1 or 2 more Nebraska guys that rolled down there and raced. And I'm just walking through the pits, and I see Roger and Racine. So we're yakking. And she's like, hey, I really need somebody to do some pit reporting and get behind a microphone. Do you want to do that? You're always sending me Tom Grasso and Johnny Gibson impersonations. And I'm like, maybe, I guess. Because at the time, I was having a ton of fun just out there enjoying the party aspects of Eagle Raceway, because it is fun for all ages. And all ages definitely includes 21 and over. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll give it a try. Did it at Icebreaker 2019. And the first night I absolutely hated it. Didn't want to do it again. The equipment wasn't working quite right. I was a nervous, little anxious wreck. And then Saturday night, I'm interviewing Jordan Grabowski on the front stretch after he just did the double down bonus, which Tyler Nayrud just did a week ago at the Icebreaker Challenge in the Sport Mods. And just standing underneath those Musco lights, something just hit me. And all of a sudden it was game over after that. So did the pit reporting stuff out at Eagle for a couple of years. And then when Stan Caesar passed away and moved on to the other ventures that he had done in his last couple of years, I got moved up to the booth, and definitely never looking back from that. And then 2 or 3 years ago, Beatrice needed some help for a few shows, and then it became every week, and now it's still every week. And I'll pick up gigs. You guys ever need a sub announcer on a random night, especially with summertime coming and going to those day shift hours, you give me a call. Actually, I'll be down, I think July 3rd at Columbus. Go hang out with you guys. PJ's on a different assignment that night. So I think Dan and I are going to go down and have some fun. We'll take the Eagle Circus on parade.
Love that. We'll get an up close from Columbus, which we wouldn't normally do unless she's there racing, right? So,
trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or trying. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're going to have a lot of stuff, right? I assume on the other side of the break, maybe we'll talk about what we're going to do this season for those people who are following us. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. You taking us out, James?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's kick it over to some of the folks that help us pay the bills. Thanks each and every one of you for tuning in. Come back in with the finish line.
It's the 2-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Join Main Street Beatrice for their annual Beer, Wine, and Spirits Festival on Saturday, May 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. with VIP entrance at 3 p.m. Enjoy an afternoon of live music and unlimited tastings of Nebraska beer, wine, and spirits at Envision Landscapes and Garden Center. There's something for all palates, and you only pay your entry fee. Food and snacks are available for purchase at the event, as well as off-sale beer, wine, and spirits from vendors. Tickets are only $25 ahead of time or $30 at the door. This fun day is for adults 21 and over only. Buy your tickets at mainstreetbeatrice.org or on the Main Street Beatrice Facebook page today.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Picture this. You're in the doghouse and flowers just won't cut it this time. Enter jewelry, the ultimate peace offering. It's a gesture that speaks volumes, showing her you're willing to go the extra mile to make things right. So next time you're in the doghouse, remember, diamonds are a guy's best friend too. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Amon Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a four-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats, including Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Email Jake at theticketfm.com for more questions or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Early bird registration goes through April 20th and overall registration goes through May 30th.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Wolf Ace Hardware, your local hardware man, says please give blood generously. By doing so, your efforts could help save the life of a child, a surgery patient, or even that of an accident victim. So why not be a silent hero? Roll up your sleeves and give the gift of life. This message from Wolf Ace Hardware, located at 6118 Havelock Avenue in Lincoln, a quality company that cares. Contractors and homeowners, get to Wolf Ace Hardware for all your paint, brushes, and anything else you need for your upcoming projects. For more information, call 402-466-7707. Wolf Ace Hardware, wishing all a very healthy and prosperous spring season.
Back to the finish line with Bree Marie and James Roland on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the finish line. This is Bree Marie, joined by my co-host James Roland. Goodness gracious, I'm just fumbling over my words today. We'll get there. We're gonna get there. We've got a full season planned ahead. We've also got Jake on the buttons, the ones and twos.
That's right. That's right.
The fancy stuff. I don't know. Terms are hard for me. Anywhoosies, I just saw Rebecca walk by.
Bye.
Yeah, she'll join us again later on in the season. We do want to talk a little bit about what we've got planned for you guys this year for our show for the finish line. I think it's going to be a fun one. I might be biased. I think it'll be the best one yet. I know, stereotypical terms. But we're going to have, a wide variety. And if there's anyone that you guys want us to see, there's never anyone who's too far-fetched. I talked to someone today. I asked them who they wanted to see, and they said Trump. I was like, if you can get him on, I'll interview him.
He did go to the Daytona 500.
Hey, yo. Yes. I'll interview him. I don't care. But let us know if there's anything you want us to talk about. We're here for us, but we're also obviously here for you. So we want you to have fun with it on your Sunday nights, whether you're winding down or getting ready for your work week, whatever that looks like for you. Just keep us posted and we'll get you taken care of on that entertainment front. We've got from motorcycle racing, we've got a gal who does motorcycle course racing. We've got a dirt track racer who used to do what's the term?
Race?
Yeah. No, is it boho trucks?
Baja trucks?
Sorry, I'm thinking okay. Anyways, we'll get there, folks. We'll get there.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yep. We got somebody who used to do Baja truck racing and is currently in the sport mod division, racing a lot in Iowa, who will be on the show as well. We've got somebody who is going to be joining a retired Cup Series, NASCAR Cup Series race car drivers team as the car chief, who's going to be on. We've got somebody who
I want to give him a hint.
Oh.
The former NASCAR driver has an entire day of the week dedicated to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We're going to have to talk about that. I'm going to hold you to that one because I don't know about that one, but I'm going to want to hear it. So we've got that. And then we've also got, like last year we had someone from F1 who did the tech stuff. We might get that back on. We've got a KKM driver from Toyota who will be joining us. I'm very excited for that one. That's an up and coming racer. And we're excited that she's going to be on the show with us. So the sky is the limit and then some. Let us know who you want to see on the show. We will do our best to get them there or at least to talk about them. We're also going to do some race roundup as well. I guess we might as well talk a little bit about what we had this past weekend. Like James said earlier, Mother Nature won. She won a lot last year in the beginning of the season too. If you're listening to the show, womp womp, super sad. But I know she's going to back off this year. We're going to have a lot more racing. Right, James?
Mother Nature, much like Iowa football, does not have the world's greatest track record in the state of Nebraska because we got some great racing in starting off Friday night over at Beatrice. The cold temperatures, we'll talk a little bit about this too. The cold temperatures definitely played a factor. The Duke from Dorchester, Bob Zobek, won in your IMCA modifieds. Kyle Vanover had a very emotional victory with the throwback scheme to his dad's 40th racing anniversary. The man on the mission to world domination, Dylan Richards, picked up the win in the hobby stocks. Great weekend for the 24R guys.
He was, okay, 1 second. He was in a go-kart today.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
His daughter was.
They both were.
In the same one?
Not the same class, but they were both racing go-karts.
Did he win?
He didn't this time. I will say that he beat Henry, but that's okay. So there's this class out at Blue River Raceway at the go-kart track, and we'll talk more about them as well, but there's this class that's kind of more of a budget-friendly class, and you can have 8-year-olds racing with like 52-year-olds.
That's going to build him up. That'll strengthen the pipeline.
Oh, 100%. And I saw his name. I jokingly, he was super cool about it, but I jokingly was like, hey, I'll give you $20 if you go Durham. Henry's one of my little buddies. He's 8 years old, up and coming driver. Did
track
awesome.
Champion.
Yeah, track champion, dominated in the rookie cage kart class. But I jokingly was like, hey, Dylan, go Durham. And Dylan said if he doesn't blow my doors off, he's super cool about it. But yeah, he's also dabbling in the go-karts, so I just had to throw that in there.
Yeah, I knew he was doing some of that stuff in the indoor season when the regular racing around here shuts down. So it's hard to keep these guys and gals that go out and race to stop from racing. They're always into something. I always tell myself that I want to buy a go-kart just to have around because they're, relatively low maintenance. They're relatively inexpensive as far as racing goes. And it's like, man, you could just throw that in the back of a truck and go when you want to go. Okay. The problem is throughout the whole season, I don't want to go out twice a year and not be good, but I don't have time during the summer to go out and do it.
Would you rather not be good but still be racing, or this is going to make some people mad and I don't care. Would you rather not be good and still be racing, or not be racing at all though?
I'd rather be good at announcing and getting to enjoy racing.
Okay, I'll allow it. You are very.
You find me a ride and we'll go go-kart racing. I'm proud to say in a go-kart I have never finished last. I have finished a lap down, but I've never finished last, and I have never finished last in the point standings in a go-kart.
Always someone you can go stick your tongue out at, so that's good. Okay, so before we keep going, because my train of thought is so wonderful. Oh, yes, we'll talk about him. We need to get James in a tractor, Farmer James. We got to do tractor racing for James, track prep. Tractor racing would be cool. And then we also have to get you in a go-kart. That's what I'm hearing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll
Let's
get that
do both
organized.
by July.
Okay. So choo-choo, what's the choo-choo for?
Well, you were talking about your train of thought. It wasn't a Cole Vanderheiden
I
reference.
thought that's what we were talking about. I got super excited. Who else did we have from the race roundup?
Let's see. In the compacts, John Martinez, a guy who used to win all the time in those cars, took some time off. I think he got married, just had a baby. So they got, baby got a race car. So he got back in there and won it. And then another guy who's been racing for decades, Greg Metz, him and his son came out with brand new Brand X race cars, and Greg won on the first night. And it was another, I don't know if it was just that the season is getting kicked back off, but everybody down there on Victory Lane at Beatrice Friday night was absolutely hyped to the max. Now, going back to Bob Zobek, because he was at Eagle Raceway on Saturday night, and we've got the combined points fund between Eagle Raceway and Beatrice Speedway. Bob Zobek, I thought for sure he was going to take that points lead away at the beginning of the weekend, but Friday night with 3 laps to go, you could hear that car getting quieter. He thought that he lost something within the last 3 laps and really just barely hung on. Well, he barely hung on by pulling sliders with Jordan Grabowski. It was an incredible feature down there Friday night, and we had some incredible racing on Saturday. Unfortunately, Saturday, Bob Zobek got kind of piled up into a late race incident and, kind of made a damper of the day.
Yeah, and that's what's wild about racing. If you're tuning in and you don't know a darn thing about racing, or it doesn't really interest you, please just give us another shot. Keep listening. I promise it gets juicier.
Oh, they come back.
They do. Because you never know what's going to happen. Like, you could be 5 in a row races winning all 5 races, sweeping the weekend, setting fastest lap time. And then you go in, and I'm going to pick on Cole here because Cole Wayman, he's an amazing driver. He went in for that.
And a listener.
Yeah, and a listener. Hey, Cole, don't hate me. He went in for pass on Tyler Nayrud last night at Eagle, and I was watching from home, and I was on the edge of my seat because it was like, oh my gosh, like Tyler just dominated the last 2 races here. Like, this is gonna be crazy. And Cole ended up popping a tire off the rim. Like, it just out of nowhere. It just something happens that you don't expect. And I think that's why, like, as someone who watches races, not only races, that's why it's so intriguing, and it just gets you so hooked because you never know what's going to happen. It gets my blood going as we talk about it, and it's so amazing. So make sure you keep listening in.
When you bring somebody new to the racetrack and they ask you what to expect, you just always got to tell them to expect the unexpected. It's super cliche too, but man, this weekend's racing, you hear it on every advertisement for different sports. They sell you the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge of it. And we absolutely had that on Saturday night with new things like the choose cone, which Rebecca walked away without really getting the full explanation on, but it was excellent. The double wide racing, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit leery about it. I've always been a fan of double wide restarts, but sometimes it's a little bit easier to not drive with your head. But everybody definitely had their head on a tilt last night, and they were ready to rip around Eagle Raceway. Chad Anderson, a regular modified runner, bought himself a stock car this year because he wanted to add, variety, the spice of life. He wanted to toss that in. Well, night number 1 of the point season, night number 3 in the car, he picked up the win, went from 4th to 1st. Shocker. Dylan Richards picked up the win in your hobby stocks. Excellent weekend for those guys. Hopefully Paisley did good over there at Blue River today.
She did. I think she either got 2nd or 3rd, I saw in her feature, and that's like her 3rd or 4th race ever.
Yeah.
So that was I think she won one of her heat races too. So awesome duo coming up there, or trio actually, because Kaylee races as well.
Kaylee actually decided this year was her year of retirement. She went out on top after winning the Sport Compact National Championship.
And the Lady Eagle.
And she's just kind of looking for a perfect, kind of place outside. She's done a little bit of help with tech inspection. She's just kind of bouncing around and trying to learn it, jack of all trades. I appreciate everybody texting me, but you should be texting in to the chat line or on the YouTube or on the Facebook, because I'm not going to be much help to you. Anyways, on to the rest of your winners from Eagle. Mason Richards, 6th to 1st in your sport mods. That was another absolute banger of a race. As you mentioned, you watched that at home. Tyler Nayrud, Adam Verbka, tons of guys coming and going all feature long.
And then Mason just came out of nowhere, and it was like I was talking, because obviously, you're going to talk about the races that you watch, especially in your division. So I was talking to some of my friends about it, and I was like, the rotation he had on entry and center of corner was just unmatched. He had that car on the rails, and it was just cooking. He took off and never looked back. It was actually a really fun race to watch. And then you stopped watching him because he was no longer in the camera view. He was no longer in your line of sight because he was so far ahead. So that was another fun one. And I think, what did he place in his stock car feature? Because he ran double duty, didn't he? Just like Chad did.
Oh, absolutely. He was up there in the tech area there too. I think it was 2nd or 3rd. He ran 2nd in there. He was a high contender. I thought he might have ended up pulling double duty. And then your final winner of the night. Goodness, you're contagious.
My bad.
Jack Thomas, 15-year-old kid, picked up his 3rd RaceSaver sprint car win that I know of. He's got 2 at Eagle now, 1 last year and 1 this year. And that was another absolute slobber knocker of a slide job fest out at Eagle Raceway. Fantastic start to finish. If you haven't watched it yet, if you didn't make it out to the racetrack last night, loser. You should definitely tune in to eagleraceway.tv, get your replay pass and watch it. It was excellent. Before we jump into our final break here, we'll just give you a quick top 5. Last night, Nebraska 360s, or excuse me, Malvern Bank 360 series. Sorry, I was feeling nostalgic for a second. They were over at the Lincoln County Raceway in North Platte, and Chase Porter picked up the win. He is 2 for 2 on the Malvern Bank 360 series in the number 2 car. Second place went to Chase Brown out of UTAN, another one of the local guys. Austin Gossel out of Fort Collins, Colorado, John Clabundy out of Fort Calhoun, and Shaylee Bade, friend of the show, rounded out your top 5. It looked like some great racing action down there. I haven't got on Dirt Crown TV quite yet to watch the replay on that one, but now it looks like I know what I got to do when I get home. But what we need to do right now is jump into another break. Stay tuned here on the finish line on 93.7 The Ticket.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall, Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option. Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown's Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular priced athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Brown's carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
You don't have to cross your fingers when digging into the ground this spring. Start every project with a call to Nebraska 811 so utilities like LES can mark their buried lines and you can avoid injury and power outages.
Spring is right around the corner, and now's the time to get your John Deere mower prepared for the grass to turn green. To get you ready, Acres reduced the price of its John Deere mower blades, filters, belts, and home maintenance kits by 15%. Gator UTV maintenance parts are also 15% off. Regular maintenance will keep your John Deere equipment going for years. Warmer weather is coming soon, so don't delay. Offer expires May 31st, 2025. Visit your local Acres for details or go to acres.com to start shopping today.
The Husker games are coming soon. Do you know your tailgate meal for before and after the events? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate something for all Nebraskans made in Nebraska. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you tailgate without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No party or tailgate is complete without it.
In today's digital world, technology works great until it doesn't. At Hamilton, we work to keep your business up and running. We are more than an IT company. We're your partner, focused on customized solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Say goodbye to tech stress and unexpected IT costs when you hire Hamilton. Together, we help you focus on what really matters. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Fight fans, May 3rd, Dynasty Combat Sports hosts the first bare-knuckle boxing bout ever at Pinnacle Bank Arena, pitting Lincoln's Tower Robinson against McCook's Thomas Thatcher. Additionally, MMA bouts will see champion Nate Morrow battle Nebraska City's Brett Minner. University of Nebraska wrestler Tyler Berger makes his pro MMA debut, and Hunter Green takes on Husham Zadow for the amateur featherweight title. Also, professionals Brady Minner, Sean Lindgren, Justin Weaver, and the debut of another Nebraska wrestler, Bubba Wilson. 16 fights are scheduled Saturday, May 3rd at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Fight cards subject to change. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the Pinnacle Bank Arena box office.
Back to the finish line with Bree Marie and James Roland on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome into the finish line with Bree Marie and James Roland. Don't forget you can text in at 402-464-5685 or join us live on Facebook or on our Ticket app. Make sure you're a part of the show. Let us know any comments, questions, concerns, feedback, any of it. Let me know your favorite color. I don't care. I want to hear from you. So make sure you're a part of it. I was notified that we had a few comments. Is that right, Jake?
That is right. Let's start with the text line. BA from Lincoln says, got to give a shout out to James Roland, best announcer in the land.
Lie.
And Dan Taylor sits to pee.
I can't confirm or deny that one, but I do know that he's a proud proponent of the squatty potty.
Perfect example of comment anything you want. I like it.
What else do our lovely listeners have to say?
We'll jump over to Facebook. Diane Stewart says, Cletus.
Cletus McFarland.
Oh, we could definitely talk about him.
Speaking of Nissan Altimas, what was that race called? Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's not the Freedom 500 because that one's the Crown Vics. But they had like 76 Nissan Altimas on one racetrack, and Travis Pastrana won. It was sweet.
Okay,
if
when
you
is
aren't
he
into
not winning?
I don't know. We're going to see him in a 410 sprint car later this year. So, yeah, Travis Pastrana and Cletus McFarland, the Biffmeister, Greg Biffle. These guys, I've never been super huge on the YouTube content stuff until Nebraska's own Cletus McFarland, a.k.a. government name Garrett Mitchell, kind of jumped on the scene here. Those guys are so much fun to watch. I loved the YouTube video from last week. You should go watch it, where they go and have a $5,000 budget to spend on RVs that have to make it all the way to Talladega. They dirt track these motorhomes. They drag raced them. It was pretty cool.
I think they did something like that at Speed Weeks, but with cars instead of RVs. So I'll definitely have to watch that because that was getting fun. I think Cletus was being ornery from what I could see, and he was starting to get sponsorships to make up for the budget. So that was kind of a fun thing to see. If you don't know who Cletus McFarland is, you should look him up. Funny guy, did a lot for and still does a lot for, street racing, drag racing, just the world of motorsports. So that would be a fun. I don't know if we can have him, but I think
bet we can.
We can try, or we can have some of his friends. I might be able to get my friend Sketchy Vert on. He's pretty cool. He's from Nebraska as well. He moved down to Florida, and he's got this sketchy convertible that he drag races and street races. So
I really think we could get Cletus McFarland on here. I don't think that's too far-fetched.
No, I think you're right.
We'd have a couple more hell yeah brothers.
Oh, yeah, we could do it. What else do we got, Jake?
Ryan chimes in, says James needs a Crown Vic.
Oh, yeah.
I might. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
So he needs a tractor to farm racetracks. He needs a go-kart to door people when I pay him. No, I'm kidding. And then he also needs a Crown Vic. What else do we need to get you, James? Anything else for the list?
I need some front end parts for an 05 Ford Focus wagon.
Knew that one was coming. Do we have any other comments, Jake?
This is a good combination here. Brandon Anderson chimes in, says Dan Taylor sits to pee. And Dan Taylor responds, it's very comfortable.
I wonder if that's the squatty potty or the sitting.
I don't have any comments for that. I'm sorry, guys. But I'm so glad you felt safe enough to put that on our comments section.
Well, let's we're really kind of winding down on the minutes here. We've covered our race roundup. So I suppose we should say thank you to everybody for tuning in. We appreciate all of the comments, and we will see you back again next Sunday on the finish line on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000